Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're going to dig into a home wellness device that's generating a lot of conversation online, the Lifepro InfraZen Mat.
That's right. We've looked at the tech specs, some background research, and really importantly, what actual users are saying.
So our mission today is basically to get the essential info on this thing. It's supposed to be more than just a heating pad, right? It combines two kinds of therapy.
Exactly. Far infrared heat, or FIR, and pulsed electromagnetic fields, PEMF. We need to break down what those are, how they're meant to work together, and crucially, if people using it feel it lives up to the hype.
Okay, let's unpack those two therapies then, because that's really the core of it, isn't it? Let's start with the heat part. Far infrared, we all know heat feels good, but what makes this FIR stuff different from, I don't know, a regular electric blanket?
Right, good question. The key difference is penetration. Standard heating pads, they mostly warm the air or just the very top layer of your skin. FIR, specifically in the 5 to 14 micrometer wavelength range this mat uses, well, that's different. Think of it as a specific type of light energy that our bodies absorb really well.
Like a cellular sweet spot, I think one source called it.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. This wavelength gets absorbed by water molecules deep in your tissues. So instead of just surface heat, it actually generates warmth from the inside out, maybe a few inches deep.
Okay, so it's warming you up more deeply.
Precisely. And that deep warmth is what helps boost local circulation. Better blood flow means flushing out metabolic waste, the junk that builds up. That supports detox and can really help with that deep nagging stiffness or pain.
Got it. So it's kind of using your body's own systems triggered by the deep heat to help clean things up and feel better.
Makes sense. Now, what about the other part? PEMF, pulsed electromagnetic field. Sounds very sci-fi.
It does sound technical, yeah. But think of it as a very gentle, low-frequency magnetic pulse. It's not like a big MRI magnet or anything. It's more subtle.
Okay. So how does a gentle pulse help with recovery or sleep? Well, the idea is that our bodies, especially our nervous systems, respond to these low-level electromagnetic fields. The mat operates between 1 and 30 hertz.
Hertz, like cycles per second.
Exactly. And just to give you some context, the Earth itself has a natural magnetic frequency, the Schumann resonance, which is around 7.83 hertz. So the lower settings on the mat, say 1 to 7 hertz, are actually in the same range as our brain waves during deep sleep or meditation, the delta and theta waves.
Interesting. So the heat works on the physical side, muscles, circulation, and the PEMF is aimed more at, calming the nervous system, the mind.
That's the synergy they're going for. You get the deep physical relief from the FIR heat, and then the PEMF works on a more systemic level, potentially calming the nervous system, reducing stress responses, maybe even helping cells repair. It's designed to tackle pain, inflammation, and the stress that often comes with it. That dual action is the whole point.
Right. Two things working together, which means you'd want to be able to control them, I imagine. Yeah. How much control do you actually get with this mat?
You get quite a bit, actually. The sources really highlight the personalization. For the FIR heat, you can set it anywhere from a pretty mild 86 degrees Fahrenheit up to a really intense 176.
Wow, 176 is hot, like a sauna.
Yeah, you'd want to work up to that carefully. And then for the PEMF, you can adjust the frequency anywhere from 1 up to 30 hertz. So you can really dial in the session for what you need.
Can you give an example? Like, when would you use high heat and low PEMF? Or the other way around?
Sure. Let's say you just had a killer workout. You might crank the heat up maybe to 150 or so to really loosen up those muscles and boost circulation for recovery. And maybe you'd add a mid-range PEMF like 15 hertz to help with cellular repair.
Okay.
But then maybe later that evening you want to wind down for bed. You'd probably lower the heat way down, maybe just 100 degrees, just cozy. Yeah. And you'd set the PEMF really low, like 3 or 4 hertz, to tap into those calming delta theta frequencies and help ease you towards sleep.
So it's quite flexible. You can target muscle recovery or relaxation.
Exactly. That's the idea.
Okay, that makes sense. Let's talk practical stuff. Size and portability. Because if you're investing in something like this, you need to know where it's going to fit, right?
Definitely. And this is a really important point because there are 2 sizes and it's a major difference. There's the regular size, which is 74 inches long by 31 wide. Full body coverage, head to toe, like setting up a permanent recovery spot.
Sounds nice.
But it weighs 37.5 pounds.
Whoa, okay, that's significant.
Yeah, it's not something you're just going to roll up and stick in the closet easily every day. If you get the regular, you really need a dedicated space for it. Moving it daily would be a workout in itself.
Right. So what's the alternative?
The mini size. It's about 39 inches by 19.5, so not full body. but it's way more portable and versatile. People use it on chairs for their back, on the couch, on the floor, for targeted areas, even take it traveling. It seems to be really popular for that flexibility.
So trade-off is full coverage versus portability and targeted use.
Pretty much. And we should mention it comes with a remote, a carry bag, at least for the Mini. It's made of faux leather, seems durable. And importantly, the sources say it's FSA and HSA eligible.
Oh, that's good to know. Using pre-tax health savings money definitely helps with the cost. Makes it feel more like a health tool than just a gadget.
Right. It signals it's recognized for health benefits.
Okay, now for the reality check. No product's perfect. What are the downsides, or let's say, the tricky parts people run into? The learning curve.
There are a couple of main things that pop up in the user feedback. First one is the controls. The manual isn't super clear, apparently, especially about running PEMF without the heat.
How so? What's confusing?
Well, when you turn the heat setting off but leave the PEMF on, the display screen still shows a temperature number, and the timer for the heat keeps counting down.
Huh. So it looks like the heat is still on, even if it isn't.
Exactly. People get confused thinking maybe it is still heating, or they get frustrated trying to figure out if PEMF only mode is actually working. You have to rely on feeling the mat or looking for a tiny indicator light rather than just trusting the main display.
Yeah, that sounds like slightly confusing design. Annoying, but maybe not a deal breaker once you figure it out.
Right. Most users seem to get the hang of it eventually, figure out their settings, but it's definitely a point of initial friction that probably shouldn't be there on a premium product.
Okay, what's the other common complaint? Something about crystals.
Yes. The comfort. The mat has crystals embedded in it, things like tourmaline or amethyst, which are meant to help conduct and emit the FIR heat evenly.
Sounds fancy, but
they create ridges, and some people find these ridges feel pretty firm, even pokey. Especially if you're lying on your back and you're sensitive or have bony spots, it can be uncomfortable.
So you buy this thing to relax and recover, and the materials themselves make it uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's a bit counterintuitive, but there's a simple fix most people recommend.
Let me guess. Put a towel on it.
You got it. Just a thin towel, or maybe a thin yoga mat. Something to cushion the ridges without blocking the FIR heat too much. It seems to solve the problem for most people, but it's something potential buyers should be aware they might need to do.
Good tip. Okay, so despite those hurdles, confusing controls at first, maybe needing a towel, the overall feedback seems pretty positive, like 4.1 out of 5 stars on average.
Yeah, overwhelmingly positive, actually. The big wins people report consistently are significant pain relief and much better sleep.
Tell me more. What kind of pain?
All sorts, really. Chronic lower back pain comes up a lot, general stiffness, inflammation. We saw one user, KL, called it her Zen mat because using it before bed just really helped her unwind and get a fantastic night's sleep. That combination of warmth and the calming PEMF seems key for sleep.
What about athletes or just active people? Is it helping with recovery?
Yes, definitely. People using it after workouts, skiing, hiking, they report feeling less sore the next day, recovering faster. Kylie Johnson mentioned her ski trip recovery was much better after using the mat consistently. Elle Jones said similar things about daily soreness. It provides that structured recovery time.
And you mentioned the Mini's portability. Any standout stories there?
Yeah, Shelley's review was interesting. She actually used the Mini in her car during an 8-hour road trip. Plugged it in somehow, I guess.
Oh, okay. That shows serious dedication to using it wherever needed.
Right. It highlights the Mini's advantage. You can target relief wherever you are, chair, couch, floor, even the car, apparently, if you have power. The Mini offers options the big one just can't.
And what about customer support if something goes wrong, especially with that control confusion?
That seems to be another positive point. People mention the happiness team, Lifepro support being responsive, replacing units quickly if there is an issue, and the lifetime warranty gives people confidence, especially given the price point.
Good. So knowing all this, who is this mat really for? Who should seriously consider getting one?
Well, based on the feedback and features, I'd say a few main groups. First, definitely anyone dealing with chronic pain, stiffness, or inflammation where maybe basic heat or massage hasn't quite cut it.
Yeah.
Second, people actively trying to manage stress. If you're looking for a tool to help you wind down, maybe lower cortisol, improve focus, the relaxation aspect is strong. And third, athletes or just very active folks who want to optimize their recovery routines, reduce soreness, and get back to their activities faster.
Makes sense. And let's just quickly recap the size choice again. Super important.
Absolutely. Go for the mini. That's the 39 by 19.5 inch one if you prioritize portability. Need targeted relief for specific areas like your back or hips, or want to use it on different chairs or surfaces.
Good idea.
Choose the big 74 by 31 inch one only if you want that full head to toe coverage and you have a dedicated spot where you can leave it set up permanently, remembering it weighs nearly 40 pounds.
Right, crucial distinction. And the safety reminder. Always needs to be plugged into a standard 110V outlet, right? No batteries.
Correct, no batteries. And there are recommended usage limits, especially for the FIR heat, generally no more than 2 hours total within a 24-hour period, and they suggest at least a 6-hour break between heat sessions.
Okay, and always smart to check with your doctor if you have any underlying health conditions before starting something new like this.
Absolutely. Standard disclaimer, but important.
So, wrapping this up, what's the big picture takeaway on the Lifepro InfraZen Mat?
I think the bottom line is that it successfully combines two distinct therapies, that deep FIR heat and the regulatory PEMF pulses into one device. It goes beyond just basic warmth.
Yeah, it seems like a more comprehensive approach.
It really is. Yes, there's a bit of a learning curve with the controls, and you might need a towel for comfort because of the crystals, but the payoff seems to be highly customizable relief, better sleep for many, and faster recovery, especially if used consistently.
So it earns its place and its price tag by offering that dual therapy flexibility and real-world benefits, provided you figure out the initial quirks.
Exactly. It's about moving beyond just passive heat into something that feels more like active recovery support, helping regulate things on a deeper level.
Right. A fascinating look at this device. Thanks for breaking it all down. Now for that final thought to leave you with.
Right. So if recovery isn't just about passive rest, but maybe about actively tuning your nervous system and tissues, think about this. How could introducing a structured, maybe even ritualized dual therapy tool like this change how you feel tomorrow morning? Could it actually shift that 10 a.m. soreness level, or maybe even boost your mental clarity for the day ahead? Something to ponder.
A great question. If you're intrigued and think this dual therapy approach might be right for you, you can check out the current price and the different sizes available. We've put the link to the Lifepro InfraZen Far Infrared PEMF mat right there in the description below this deep dive.